Okay. I'm sharing. Okay. So basically, we want to uh, overriding from one component to other component. So if you see, mm, suppose you have component A. This is let us take component A. Okay, component A, and this is let us take parent class, and next you have component B. Okay, so component B. Okay, so component B, this is child class. Okay, so here how you are writing, that means you are using for this you are using a macros, no? So macros is nothing but it's a piece of code. It will go into that code and it will execute. Okay, so you are using in the last class we already seen UVM underscore component underscore utils. Okay, utils. Okay, when you run this macro, what happens, some id is created for this component A. Okay, one id is created. Okay, and for this child class also UVM underscore component component underscore utils. Okay, if we consider one id is created. Okay, so one id is created, and here in the top module, so I want to override. So this is test, and you are writing the component. Okay, I'm overriding the component A to component B. Okay, so here this is nothing but overriding function. So I wrote the program for overriding function. So how to override the function means, here if you see, so this all we already seen, and one second, yeah, see here, that is factory overriding. Okay, so factory overriding, so that is a type of override. Okay, that is nothing but instance override. Okay, that is nothing but object override, factory overriding. So there are two types of override. Okay, so there are two types of override, how you override from one component to other component in the factory, VM factory. So these are the methods to override. One is set type override by type. Okay, this is nothing but override by type. And next one is set type override by name. Okay, so next is set type override by name. Okay, so how we are overriding means, suppose if it is you need to write this function set okay, set type override by type component A. Okay, component A, get type. Okay, get type is nothing but what, this is the object of component A, and component B, and get type. Okay, get type, this is the object of component B. Okay, so by using this command, okay, by using this whole command, I can override component A into component B. Okay, this is nothing but overriding by type. Okay, next this one is overriding by name. Okay, how we are overriding by name? Set type override by type. So here component A get type. Okay, so go component B get type. Okay, these programs we'll see. Okay, so how we are overriding, that we'll see. So I wrote the program. One second. Uh, Component override by type. Okay, so this is component override by type. One second. I'll close this. Component override by type. Okay, so if you see this program, just uh, yeah. Yeah, see here. So in the last class, I told you, suppose whatever the program you are writing, that you need to use the header file. Okay, what is the header file? Tick include UVM macros.svh, and next you need to include you need to write import UVM underscore package. Okay, PKG scope resolution operator and star. Okay. So here, what I am doing, I am writing the class means class for component A. Okay, class component underscore A extend UVM component. Okay, and I am using a macros, that is tick UVM underscore component utils component A. Okay, and here writing the function. Okay, function new string A. Okay, component A UVM component parent equal to null, and I'm using super dot new name parent and end function. Okay, and I'm using a virtual function. Last class we already seen the virtual function. So virtual function is nothing but this is a function without any object. So here also I'm writing macro tick UVM info get type name inside component A UVM low and end function. So this is nothing but I wrote the class for component A. Okay, this is nothing but class for component A. Okay. Similarly, I need to write the class for component B. So class component B extends component A. So I need to write the component A into component B, no? So that means component A is the parent class and component B is the child class. Okay. So I need to write a macro that is nothing but tick UVM component utils component underscore B, and I'm writing the function new string name equal to component B UVM component parent equal to null and super dot new name comma parent and end function. Okay. And also I'm using this function, so function void display tick. So this is the macro tick info get type name and end function and end class. Okay, this is the class I wrote for what component B. Okay, and after that class my test extends UVM test UVM underscore component details my test. Okay, so here this and all I will tell you. So how your setting means this one. Okay, you need to write component A. So this is nothing but set type override. All component A creation becomes component B. Okay, so how it is becoming component A scope resolution operator type ID set underscore type underscore override component B get type. Okay, get type and component A equal to component underscore A type ID create component A this. Okay, so this is nothing but I am writing for overriding component A into component B. Okay, and next I'm writing for the function void and elaborate this phase, and I'm writing for task run phase. Okay, UVM phase and super dot run and component A dot display and end task. Okay, and here what I'm doing, I'm writing module TB underscore top initial begin and run test my task, my test. Okay, end module. Okay, so here this program, this is nothing but I'm overriding the component A into component B by using type. Okay, there are two methods. No, I explained the two methods. So this is by using type method I'm using. Okay, so this I will copy. Okay, this I will copy and in the EDA playground, first what you need to do means here, I'll close this, I'll open the EDA playground. So first, this is EDA playground. So here you need to select this is the Verilog, system Verilog or Verilog, and here you need to select UVM 1.2. Okay. So last class I told this one, no, this you need to select. Okay, and after that tools you need to select Aldec Rivera, and I'm pasting this code. Okay, I'm pasting this code. I'm running this. Okay, I'm running this code. It is going to run this code. So you can see. So here you can observe. So here kernel UVM underscore info. That means test UVM underscore test top component A component B inside component B. So that means here I overridden component A into component B. Okay, I overridden the component B into component A. So like this, you can override the component. So that means it without actually in SV we need to go into that code and we need to change the object and all those things. You know. So here without going into that code, we can override from one component to other component. Okay. So this is there in UVM. Okay. And next, component overriding by name. Okay, this is the program for component overriding by name. So if you consider this one, okay, same thing. First, you need to include the header files. Okay, tick include UVM underscore macros dot svh and import UVM underscore package scope resolution operator star. Okay, and need to write the function for component A. Same thing. That means class component A extends UVM underscore component, and I need to write the macros. Okay, same whatever I explained. So I need to write the function. I need to write the visual function, and after that derived component. Okay, so means I need to override the component A into component B. No? So class component underscore B extends component A and I'm using a macro that is UVM underscore component utils component underscore b. Okay, and I'm writing the function new. Okay, and after that function void. Okay, this is derived component, and this is the test class. Okay, class my test extends UVM underscore test. I need to write the macro UVM underscore component utils my test. Okay, so here what I am doing here, I'm replacing, that means by component B. So I'm writing in terms of component by name. Okay, so I'm replacing here with the component by name so that I can write the program with the help of component by name. So I told you, no, so we can represent that means so here we can write with the component by type, set type override by type, and set type override by name. Okay, so this is the program for override by what? Override by name. Okay, so this is the function override by name. So I wrote the function for task, and after that run test. Okay, so this also I'm executing component override by name. So just copying this. Okay, and module copy here, module. Just paste in this EDA playground. Okay, add module, run this. Yeah, here you got in this where the kernel. Okay, here you see kernel. So this one UVM test component A, component B inside component B. Okay, so that means I can override component A into component B by using what this method. Okay, what is that method? Set type override by name. Okay, set type override by name. So I got this output. Okay, so this is nothing but override operation. Okay, so override operations, and next we'll see the built-in functions. Okay, what are the built-in functions in UVM? Okay, so we'll see the built-in functions. Okay, what are the built-in functions? Suppose these are the built-in functions. Yeah, built-in functions. So built-in functions are, you have copy, copy, and you have clone. Okay, you have compare, and convert to string, convert to string, and you have built-in function print, sprint, sprint, and record, and pack, pack, unpack, unpack. These all are the built-in functions. Okay, so where it will be there, these are available in the UVM underscore object. Okay, it will be there in the UVM underscore object. Okay, so UVM underscore object. Suppose like suppose you have let us take one component. Let us take one component one. In this component, suppose two objects are there, object one and object two. Okay, two objects are there. Okay, let us take in object one, I gave data equal to 50. Okay, data equal to 50. Okay, so that means in SV, in SV, suppose like if you want to copy the object one into object two, so I we used object two equal to what? New of object one, new of object one. Okay, so this is nothing but what? This is nothing but we this is we called as shallow copy. Okay, we already seen shallow copy, deep copy, and all those things in SV, no? So this is shallow copy. So normally like object 2, that is equal to object 1 if you consider. This is nothing but we call as object assignment. Object assignment. Okay. object assignment. Okay, so normally, so here when you are doing these operations, okay, these operations, what happens? Whatever the objects are there, that will be whole objects. Okay, whole objects will be copied into object to. Okay, so that means whole whatever the values are, whatever the properties. Okay, let us take the properties also. Okay, so whatever the properties of these all these properties, that will be copied, that will be copied from object of object 1 to object 2. Okay, object 2, that is there in SV. Okay, but in UVM there is a flexibility. Okay, so there is a flexibility. Okay, so I can means I can copy only one property of the object, one property of this object to object 1 to object 2. Okay, so how I am using means so like I'm using in UVM here object 2 equal to object 1 dot copy. Object 2 equal to what? Object 1 dot copy. Okay, so so here, so that means here only one properties I can copy. Okay, so this is one advantage of this UVM. Okay, so I will write one example related to this advantage. One second. So related to this advantage, I will write. So so that is the advantage in the UVM. Okay, advantage in UVM. Okay, so if you write the advantage in UVM, let us take class underscore a. Okay, I'm writing the property int data1. Okay, int data2. Okay, and end class. Okay, and I'm considering object 1 comma object 2. Okay, so here, so normally when you are doing in SV, so how here you're doing object 2, that is equal to new object 1. Object 1. Okay, so that means here what happens, this is nothing but we call as shallow copy. This is nothing but shallow copy. So in this shallow copy, what happens, all the properties, whatever the properties are there, okay, all the properties are copied from object 1 to object 2. Okay, copied from object 1 to object 2. Object 2. Okay, so suppose my requirement is I want to copy data 2 to be copied. Okay, so data to be copied. Okay, so if you want the data to be copied, so if you want to write the code in SV. Okay, so here what I need, I want data 2. So that means this property, only this property should be copied from object 1 to object 2. Okay, so here I need to write extra logic in SV. Okay, I need to write extra logic in SV. Okay, but in UVM we can do that. In UVM we can do that. Okay, so we can copy only data 2 only. Okay, data 2. So this property I can copy. Okay, so this facility is there in the UVM. Okay, so how I can do that means here I'm using object 2 equal to object 1 dot copy. Only that property will be copied. Okay, so we can control what particular item, either copy the data 2 or data, so we can control. Okay, so either to copy the property data 2 or data 1 should be copied. Okay, so that flexibility is there in the UVM, but that flexibility is not there in the SV. Okay, so that is about the copy function in the UVM. Okay, we'll see one program related to this. Suppose component overriding we completed. Mm, so copy means let us take this example we already seen. Okay, Uh, Copy means, so here you need to write these functions. Okay. So what are those functions? If you see, so class underscore a extends UVM underscore object. Okay. So UVM underscore object. So in this UVM underscore object, all these functions are there. What are those functions? Copy, clone, compare, convert to string, print, sprint, record, pack, unpack. All those are there. Okay. So int data underscore one, data underscore two, and I need to write. So that means tick. These are the macros. Tick UVM underscore object util class underscore a. Okay. And tick UVM underscore field int data underscore one equal one. Suppose if I am using UVM underscore no copy means what? It will not copy the data underscore one. Okay. UVM underscore field underscore int data underscore two. If I am giving UVM underscore all on means what? All operations will be done. Okay. So this whatever this one is there, the all operations will be done. Okay. So these are some three macros I need to write. Okay. This is about the copy and copy code I wrote. Suppose this is the program for copy code. If you see, okay, see here. Class my transaction extends UVM underscore object. Okay, I'm initializing the property. So rand bit 3 down to 0 ID, rand bit 7 down to 0 data. Okay, and next I'm using a macro that is tick UVM underscore object utils my transaction. Okay, and function new string name equal to what? My transaction, and super dot new name end function and ending class. Okay, so I wrote the class. Okay, so I wrote the class, and this is the header function, header files we need to import, and this is my this is my class. Okay. After that, module TB initial begin. I'm initializing this handle. Okay, what are those handles? My transaction tx1 and tx2. Okay, my handle tx1 and tx2, and I'm creating the instance tx1 equal to new of tx1, tx2 equal to new of tx1, and I'm assigning the values tx1 dot id equal to 4 tick binary 1100, tx1 data is 8 tick h55, and I'm using a built-in function tx2 dot copy tx1, and I want to display this one dollar display tx2 after copy id equal to percentage h data percentage h tx2 dot id tx2 dot data end and end module. Okay, so this is the program for copying this. Okay, so this output I want to see in the EDA playground. Just to execute in EDA playground. Yeah, so just copy this, run this. Yeah. So here what output you got means, here you got this output. Okay, that output is tx2 after copy id equal to what? 0 and data equal to what? 0. Okay, so that means here whatever the data is there, that is not copy. Okay, actually you are getting data id equal to what? 0 and data equal to 0. Okay, so in order to get that copy, what you need to do means you need to include that three macros. Okay, so you need to include that three macros. See here, here you need to include these three macros. So if you observe here, so this is same program, just different data bits I given. Okay, so class my transaction extends UVM underscore object. Okay, and rand bit 3 down to 0 ID, rand bit 7 down to 0 data, and rand bit 7 down to 0 data 1, rand bit 7 down to 0 data 2. Okay, I'm using this macro UVM object utils begin my transaction. So UVM, so I need to include this. Okay, I need to include this. Okay, so what are those? UVM underscore field int data underscore one is what? UVM no copy. Okay, UVM no copy. So it will not copy anything. UVM underscore field underscore int data two. Okay, data two. I should use UVM all on. So that means all operations can be done on the data too. Okay. Similarly, UVM underscore field underscore int, that is ID. On ID, all operations should be done. And UVM underscore field underscore int data, on the data property, all operations should be done. And tick UVM underscore object utils end. Okay. So this is nothing but simple macro. So for copying this, okay, I need to write for macros. Means macros means what? It is a small piece of program. When I'm writing that macros, it will go into that program and it will execute that some small piece of program. Okay, that is nothing but we call as macros. Okay, macros is nothing but sub program. Okay, so here what happens? I'm writing function new string name equal to my transaction super dot new name and end function and end class. Okay, here I wrote for this one. Okay, and after that module TB initial begin. So I'm creating the handle. So my underscore transaction equal to tx1 comma tx2. Tx1 equal to new. So this is I'm means making the instance or object. Okay, and whatever the fields are there, I'm initializing. Okay, so assigning the fields. So tx1 dot id equal to what? 4 tick binary 1100, and tx1 dot data is 8 tick hf55. This is hexadecimal. Tx1 dot data underscore 1 is 8 tick HAA. Tx1 dot data underscore 2 is 8 tick HPB. Okay. And next you use UVM built-in function. So what is the built-in function? First built-in function copy, no? So tx2 dot copy tx1. Okay, and I want to display this. So dollar display tx2 after copy, that is id equal to percentage h, data equal to percentage h, data 1 is percentage h, data 2 is percentage h, comma tx2 dot id, tx2 dot data, tx2 dot data 1, tx2 dot data 2, and an end module. Okay, so this program just I want to execute in the EDA playground. Okay, initially, like initial program, we not included this. Okay, so we not included this. That's why you got this output. That means for tx2 after copy id equal to 0 and data equal to 0. Okay, so for getting that, you need to include this. Okay, so this is macros. Oh, copy this in the EDA playground and paste this. Okay, run this. Okay, yeah, see here, transaction after copy id equal to what? Id equal to here, which values I given id equal to 1100. 1100 means what? C, no? In hexadecimal, that is C. Why? Because I'm giving the format specifier, that is H. Okay, so that means this is format specifier H I given means it will display in terms of hexadecimal. Okay, so id equal to what? C, and data equal to how much? 55 only. Okay, this is in hexadecimal only. Okay, and data underscore 1 equal to what? 0. Okay, why I'm getting 0? Here you see, for data underscore 1, which field I give? UVM underscore field int data underscore 1, I given the identifier, that means identity. What is that? UVM underscore no copy. Okay, so UVM underscore no copy means what? It is not copying anything. Why? That's why you are getting 0. Okay, and here UVM underscore field underscore data all on UVM underscore all on means what? It is copying. So that means whatever that value is there, BB is there, that you are copying. Okay, so when you replace, suppose like mm, here I will replace, suppose here no copy, no, here I will replace with the UVM underscore all underscore on. Okay, and next I will run this code. Okay, previously no copy, no, here when I do all copy, what happens? We'll see here. So now I'm getting the data. So tx2 after copy id equal to what? 1100. Okay, 1100 means C, and data equal to what, 55, and data underscore 1 equal to AA, and data underscore 2 equal to what, BB I'm getting. Okay, and somewhere suppose here let us take data is there. Okay, so data you are keeping UVM underscore no, so no copy. Okay, no underscore copy. Okay, that only, no underscore copy. One second, macros. Yeah, no copy. Okay, no underscore is not there. No copy, no copy. Okay, so just run this UVM underscore no copy. Okay, so if you do UVM underscore no copy, one second, data I given what, no copy, no. So I got ID equal to what, C, that is 1100. Data equal to what, 0. Okay, why? Because for data I give no copy, and data underscore 1 equal to AA, and data underscore 2 equal to BB. Okay, so means UVM all on means what? So whatever the built-in functions are that, whatever built-in function I discussed, so it will execute all the operations. Okay, so if it is no copy means what, it will execute 0. Okay, so like this, so that means whatever the built-in functions are there, those are available in where means UVM underscore object. Okay, those are available in UVM underscore object. So normally, so like this is my transaction is nothing but parent class. Okay, sorry, this is child class. Okay, so whatever I'm extends into my parent class. What is that? Is a UVM underscore object. Okay, all the built-in functions are available in the UVM underscore object. Okay, so like this I can do the copy. Okay, we will discuss remaining built-in functions. Okay, so this is about so we discussed about today we discussed about what is overriding. So com means like we can override from one component to other component. Okay, how we are overriding? We already seen the program related to overriding the component. First, you need to write the like macros utils. Okay, and it will create an ID in the UVM factory. Okay, after that you need to copy by two methods, that is factory overriding methods, that is by using so that is overriding by type and overriding by name. Okay, and this is the command how to override these functions. And after that we seen about these built-in functions. Okay, these are the built-in functions: copy, clone, compare, convert to string, print, sprint, record, pack, unpack. These are built-in functions. So where are these built-in functions are there means UVM underscore object. Okay, so here so if I want to copy one property, okay, so in SV it's not possible. All the objects and all the properties will be copied. But in UVM it is allowed. Okay, that flexibility is there. Okay, and we already seen the copy without that built-in macros. Okay, so when you're this is nothing but code without built-in macros. Okay, and with code the built-in macros means these are the built-in macros. Okay, so that means if you include only this will be copied. Okay, so this is about the today's session.